as we count up from 10, we again count up from 0 to 9 in the ones place, while keeping a 1 in the tens place. So let's take a look here at a little illustration of what we have when we're counting up from 10. So I have a few here of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which would continue 15, 16, 17, 18, and then 19. And so for the 10, I have placed a bar over here, and that represents 10 items. So I've marked it off into 10 little squares, but you can think of it as a bar that represents one group of 10. So for just 10 items, I have my one bar, one group of 10, and I have a 1 in the tens place, representing that I have one group of 10, and a 0 in the ones place. I don't have any ones. But as I add 1 to my 10 and go from 10 to 11, you can see I still have the bar for my 10 plus 1, 1. And so in my tens place, I still have the 1 for the one group of 10, and then I have a 1 in the ones place for one additional item. As I move up to 12, I still have the bar of one group of 10, and I have a 1 in the tens place to represent that one group of 10, and then I've added two single items, or two single objects. And so I have a 2 in my ones place to represent the two additional objects. The same thing happens with 13 and 14. I have 10 plus 3, 10 plus 4. So 1 representing my one group of 10, 3 representing my 3 additional items. And that pattern continues all the way up until we get to 19. So for 19, we have one group of 10, which is my bar of 10 items, plus we have 9 single items, or 9 additional objects, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is our 19. Now when we go to add one more to 19, we will complete another whole group of 10. So the number one higher than 19 is 20. And we now have two bars of 10, or two groups of 10. Two groups of 10 makes 20. And so to represent 20, in my tens place, I put a 2, which tells me I have two groups of 10. And for now, in the ones place, I have a 0, because I have no additional items. We continue this pattern, and eventually, finally, we will come to the number 99, which has 9 groups of 10s and 9 ones. So we now have a 9 in the tens place, 9 in the ones place, and we have 9 bars of 10, of groups of 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. So 9 bars of 10, which represents 9 groups of 10, which is why we have a 9 in the tens place. And then we have 9 little individual items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ones, which is why we have a 9 in the ones place. But now we no longer have any higher digits to count in the tens place. So when we add one more to 99, we need to add another place value. And we say that we now have one group of 100. So we add what's called the hundreds place. And we put a 1 here in the hundreds place. We put a 0 in the tens place and a 0 in the ones place. So this is our number after 99. 99, add one number, and we get to 100. And we've got a 1 in the hundreds place, 0 in the tens place, and 0 in the ones place. because now we've added one more item here to our 9, and we now have 10 groups of 10, which make 100, and we now call this one big group. So we're going to add 1 to our individual 9, which gives us another bar of 10. But instead of looking at this as 10 bars of 10, we're going to think of this as one big group of 100 items. One big group of 100. So we have 1 in our hundreds place to represent that we have one group of 100, and now we have 0 in our tens place and 0 in our ones place. So from here, we begin again, counting from the ones place, keeping a 1 in the hundreds place. So from 99, we add 1 and go to 100, and then we begin again by starting over with counting 1 here in the ones place. 101, 102, 103, and we continue our pattern then of counting after we get to 100 by starting over again in the ones place, starting with 1 and going 1 at a time up from there, keeping always the 1 in our hundreds place.